Rednex are a Swedish techno bluegrass band. They had an international novelty hit with their cover version of the song Cotton Eye Joe in 1994. They were very popular in Germany, where the band holds the record of most total weeks at #1 on the German singles chart over the past 30 years, scoring such hits as Old Pop in an Oak, The Spirit of the Hawk and Wish You Were Here. Rednex usually record their songs with studio musicians, to complement the redneck performers who represent the group on stage and in music videos. As of 2013 there have been 23 different stage performers, based on 2 continents. Though most of them are not involved in the actual music making, they are responsible for the Rednex image and live shows as a whole, and thus are considered as much part of the group as the actual musicians. History: 1994 to 1999, Formation, and Cotton Eye Joe. Formation and Rednex name: Rednex was initially the brainchild of Swedish producers Jan Eriksson, Jan Berg, and Pat Rienes, who decided to try mixing American folk music with Eurodance. The name Rednex was chosen as a deliberate misspelling of the word rednecks. Cotton Eye Joe, and first album. In 1994, Rednex reworked the traditional folk song Cotton Eye Joe as a dance track, which became an international hit single. A debut album titled Sex and Violins followed, spawning several more European hit singles including the up-tempo Old Pop in an Oak, and the ballad Wish You Were Here. However, Cotton Eye Joe remains the group's only US hit as of 2013. Band members. The founding Rednex lineup, featured in the video of Cotton Eye Joe, comprised characters Mary Jo, Ken Tacky, Bobby Sue, Billy Ray and Mupp. Soon after the release of Cotton Eye Joe, the character Mupp was replaced by BB Stiff. In 1996, lead female vocalist Mary Jo was fired, partly due to disagreements with the other band members, and went on to pursue a solo career. The rest of the band took a break from live performance and started working on new material. Whippy became the new female vocalist in 1998. In 1999, Ken Tacky left the band, reducing the number of male performers from 4 to 3. 2000 to 2004, band restructure, and new lineups, second album, and single releases. Redneck's second album entitled Farm Out was released in 2000 and found some success in Europe, with the most successful single from the album, The Spirit of the Hawk, reaching #1 in the German singles chart. In 2001, the single The Chase was released, charting in Germany and Switzerland. Greatest Hits album, and Cotton Eye Joe remix. In 2002, the band released a Greatest Hits album, The Best of the West, including previous hits plus new material. The same year, a remix of Cotton Eye Joe 2002 made the top 30 in Austria. Band members. In 2000, in the wake of Napster's rising presence in the music industry, co-founder Pat Rienes outlined a new strategy for Rednex. The group would become an entertainment group rather than just a band, so not to be solely dependent on record sales. As he presented this idea to the performers during the video recording of Hold Me for a While in Kenya, he was met by great skepticism. Billy Ray replied, "We will not become a goddamn circus act." The aftermath of this conflict resulted in the whole band being replaced for the first time. In January 2001, only 5 months after the former lineup released the best-selling single in Germany in 2000, 4 new and unproven band members entered the scene: female vocalist Scarlett from England and male performers Dagger from Sweden, Joe Cag and Jay Lee from the Netherlands. It was the first time the stage performers were not all Swedish. In 2003, Joe Cag and Jay Lee were replaced by Ace Radclaw from Sweden, and Bone Duster Croc from Germany. In October 2004, Scarlett resigned from the group due to exhaustion. Mary Jo returned as Scarlett's replacement. 2005 to 2008, new manager, Rednex Tribute, for sale, new management. As Mary Jo came back as a performer in the group, she was assigned exclusive rights to license the Rednex trademark until January 1, 2009. During this period the group's focus shifted towards Scandinavia. Band members, and Rednex Tribute. In January 2005, Mary Jo sacked Bone Duster Croc, replacing him with her husband Snake. In 2006, Dagger was sacked and replaced by Maverick. Bone Duster Croc and Dagger, together with former Rednex Scarlett and Joe Cagg, began to tour as Rednex Tribute. In April 2007, they were joined by Ace Ratclaw upon his departure from the official Rednex. Rednex continued to perform with only 2 male characters until December 2008. Competition performances, and new singles, focusing on live performance in Scandinavia, Rednex appeared at the 2005 IAAF World Championships in Athletics, in Helsinki. On March 11, 2006, Rednex entered the song Mamma Take Me Home in semi-final 4 of the Swedish Melodifestivalen in Gothenburg. They qualified for the final via the second chance round, finishing an overall 6th in the final. Mamma Take Me Home was subsequently released as a single in a few European countries. The band's Scandinavian comeback continued as they released the single Fifi in November 2006, after having performed it at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. The single was surprisingly successful, reaching number 4 in the Swedish charts. Rednex planned to take part in the 2007 Romanian national final for Eurovision pre-selection, together with the Romanian band Romania, performing Well Oh We. The act was however disqualified, since the judges deemed that several parts of the song had been published and performed as early as 2001. The following year, Rednex entered the 2008 Romanian Eurovision Selection Contest, in another collaboration with the band Romania. The song Railroad qualified for the semi-finals, but initially failed to reach the national final. After another song was withdrawn however, Railroad was admitted to the final, held in Bucharest in February 2008. In June 2008, Rednex released an unofficial single for the 2008 UEFA European Football Championship, which took place in Austria and Switzerland. The new song Football Is Our Religion went to number 1 in the Swedish charts in the late summer of 2008. Proposed sale of Rednex. In 2007, Rednex controlling company, Rednex AB, was put on sale on eBay, starting at $1,500,000. The band remained available for purchase, but as of November 2012, no sale had been finalized. 2009 to 2011, return of tribute band members. On January 1, 2009, after the end of Mary Jo's management license, control of the Rednex brand returned to the band's founders. The remaining Rednex personnel of Mary Jo, Snake and Maverick were fired by the returning management following a dispute, and were replaced by members of Rednex Tribute, all themselves former official Rednex. It was the second time the whole lineup had been replaced simultaneously. Trademark dispute. After leaving the official band, Mary Jo, Maverick, and Snake continued to tour as the Cotton Eye Joe Show presented by the Rednex Band Limited, causing trademark owners Rednex AB to threaten them and concert organizers with legal action, and resulting in the cancellation of some shows. Annika Ljungberg claimed the rights to the internet domain name Rednex A, leading Rednex AB to accuse her of spreading economical damage, lies, ulcer and insomnia like a plague not only within the Rednex group but also other parts of Swedish show business. Internet single release, 2010. In January 2010, Rednex released a new single, Devils on the Loose, in a partnership with the Pirate Bay for free and legal download worldwide. A video for the track was recorded in August 2009 in Nuremberg, Sweden. The song was released as the first single from future album Saturday Night Beaver. 2012 onwards, Pool lineup, NZ Australia franchise, flexible band membership. In January 2012, Rednex announced that they had dissolved the concept of a permanent band, intending instead to use a larger pool of characters from which 1 female and 3 male performers would be chosen for each performance. Rednex claimed that this idea was totally unproven and unheard of in the music industry. The pool of performers in 2012 included Dagger, Joe Cagg, Ace Ratclaw and Bone Duster Croc, new female vocalists Dakota, Abby Hick and Misty May, plus new male member Rufus Jones. At the time of the dissolution of the permanent Rednex lineup, Scarlett again left the band. Single releases, 2012. Single and video Racing was released in May 2012. This was followed in November 2012 by The End. The video for The End was recorded on September 2, 2012 at Garajatka, the A ghetto of Budapest and is a flow-wementary. Rednex refuted the notion that The End is related to 2012 doomsday theories. The characters featured in the video are Joe Cag, Dagger, Dakota, Ace Ratclaw, and Rufus Jones. Australia-New Zealand franchise. In November 2012 Rednex began a franchise operation in Australia and New Zealand. 4 new performers from Auckland and Wellington were recruited to form a second Rednex with a non-exclusive license to perform in Australasia. Performers in the NZ Australian lineup include, Raina Randy Payne, Rawtooth Rick, and Slimboy. A press release accompanying the franchise launch stated, it's the first time an internationally known pop band has cloned itself. Discography, studio albums, compilation albums, singles. In popular culture, Cotton Eye Joe is featured in the films The Negotiator, Space Truckers, Hood of Horror, Student Fesson, Les 11 Commandments and Milk Punch, in the TV series Malcolm in the Middle, My Name is Earl, Peep Show, New Girl, The Morgana Show, Lucas and Beavis in Butthead, in the video games Just Dance 3 by Nintendo Wii and Carnival Games, and in TV commercials by Telia and Telefonica. Hit in the Hay and Wild and Free are featured in the film Barnyard. Ride the Hurricanes I was title track for German TV series Wintoons. Spirit of the Hawk was title track for the German version of Fort Boyard in 2000. PlayStation's Sing Star is featuring Cotton Eye Joe and Old Pop in an Oak. Rednex released their own CD-ROM game in 1995 called Inbred with Rednex, including unreleased songs. Cotton Eye Joe has been performed numerous times in various talent shows including American Idol. One of the more regionally famous performances being by Kiri Leal Norby in the Hungarian X Factor. Cotton Eye Joe is frequently played at sports venues including the gold medal game in ice hockey at the 2010 Winter Olympics and during the 7th-inning stretch at Yankee Stadium. References. External links, Rednex official website, Rednex Australia New Zealand, Rednex discography at Discogs.